Well, here's another thing to consider, Brandon. I know you and I both share the Christian faith as well. This was a topic that's come up, the last few years. Adam Lemmery's asked your take on racing on Easter. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I really don't actually really don't like it if I'm being perfectly honest with you. And I've seen a lot of people try to justify. I've seen a lot of I'll even say I've seen a lot of quote unquote Christians try to justify it, but I really don't think we. I mean, as a sport, they can do whatever they want, of course, but I don't think there's any reason for it to be on Easter weekend. I think there was a reason for several years why we took that weekend off, and I'll leave that there. Thank you for the question, Adam.
I think it's important to remember not everybody in the sport is a Christian, but I
Right.
think there
So
are a lot of people in the sport that do share that faith.
that's why I say
And
they can do what they want.
yeah, yeah, of course. So, I don't. Maybe some Christians might disagree. I don't think it's a sin against God to host a race on Easter Sunday, but at the same time, I think it would be nice for to consider everybody involved in the sport taking the time out of their weekend, just from the family aspect. Because I remember growing up, sometimes, I think there were some nationwide races at Nashville, on Holy Saturday, I guess. So it was on Easter weekend, but the Cup Series was off. They didn't race on Easter Sunday. I think it would be nice if we could find a way to give these teams, I mean, especially because we have one off weekend in 37, 38 weeks now. I mean, it's the most grueling schedule
Yeah.
in all of sports, you can argue. So I think that, they could use another off weekend regardless. But in particular, if we're going to find room for another off weekend, I think Easter is probably the best option there. And I think that, there's certainly, let me put it this way, there certainly wouldn't be a lot of broken hearts if we took the dirt race and put it somewhere else on the schedule and said, we're not going to race on Easter. I don't think too many people would be complaining about that.
And now, by the way, that's one of the reasons people were saying that the attendance was still kind of low. It's because it's on Easter Sunday
That's a good point too.
evening.
Yeah.
I mean, families are out doing other things. I mean, if you can get a good packed house there on Sunday night, then hats off to you. But we haven't really seen that yet.
Yeah. I will say this, racing at 7 p.m. on Easter, I think is preferable to racing at, say, noon on Easter.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
I will give them that.
Yeah,
This is the one time where I'm going to hop off the noon train and say, if we're going to do it on this day, let's do it at night so that families can, you can go to church in the morning, have your lunch or maybe even your dinner with your family. And then, if you're a race fan, you want to sit down and watch the race, they're holding the race, that's fine. But,
yeah.
Racing, I would not be a fan, especially of racing on Easter if we did it at noon or even 1 p.m., because that's 10 a.m. over on the West Coast. I think if we're going to race in Easter, it's got to be a night race. But again, I think I would be with you. I would prefer if this remained an off weekend so that everybody who does celebrate can enjoy that time with their families.
Yeah, personally, it's just it's a subject. It's just about reverence.